Week. One place to be. It's breakfast on BBC Radio London. Good morning, everybody.
Aaron Paul at breakfast.
BBC Radio London.
Straight into it, and we're asking if you've heard about this story. An ancient oak tree has been felled in a park in North London. The remains of the oak, estimated to be up to 500 years old, were discovered by council workers last week in Whitewebbs Park over in Enfield. Police have been called in to investigate why it was cut down. Let's go straight over to Rob McBride, who calls himself the tree hunter and is a renowned campaigner for ancient trees. Rob, good morning.
Bonjour. How is everybody?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Great to have you with us. What can you tell us about this tree in North London that everyone is talking about?
Well, I'm sitting here looking at Carcassonne Castle in France, which is like a fantasy castle. The story I'm hearing from Mitchells and Butler is a fantasy. There was no immediate danger from this tree. Let's be straight on this. The tree was still alive. They said it was dead. It's been proved it was alive. It's been a determined effort to get rid of this tree, and it's no coincidence that in Whitewebbs, Tottenham Hotspur Spurs have this plan in for new training grounds. It's not a coincidence. This is a determined effort by a company that's owned by the same owner as Spurs. So let's not mess about with any other stuff than that, really.
I mean, it's now been protected and left to grow again. What does that mean?
By the severity, I don't think an oak can respond to this sort of trashing, this devastation. So they've most probably killed it, which is what they were. I'm just trying to work out why they've said it's health and safety, which I was one of the first outside person to go to Sheffield when they were having their street trees massacred. It's the same sort of rhetoric coming from the same sort of people, corporate leaders and councils. But to be fair, this is council-owned land, so they should have gone to Enfield Council. Enfield Council tree officers are fantastic. They work with partners to save and to manage trees. So, and in a few weeks, you've got the Urban Tree Festival, mostly based in London, which will be a fantastic celebration of London's greenery. And now you've lost one of the gems. And yet, if you go along the Thames, you'll see some park benches. And across the UK, there are 7,500 Grade 2 listed park benches that have more protection than a 500,000-year-old oak tree. You have artworks that are being vandalised, people going to jail, and a tweet can get you sent to jail for 3 years. And I would say a society that values park benches and paintings more than its unique, life-giving, life-enhancing ancient trees deserves all it gets.
Now, a spokesperson for Mitchell and Butler has said the tree was cut back after we were advised that it caused a serious health and safety risk. What's the process with regards to following up on health and safety risk, to assessing these trees for health and safety purposes and making the decision to go and cut back this tree?
When it's not your land, when it's leased to you, I believe you have a duty to approach the land owner, the people who are leasing the land to you, and to get a professional. We've seen no report. Has the council seen a report from a qualified professional arborist? Many people across the country accredited to the Arb Association. They're professional arborists. No professional would have devastated a tree like this. This is a tree surgeon company. I would love to know who's done this work and see their qualifications, because there's a qualification in the UK called Vet Cert. In fact, it's across Europe. And you don't have to be, but you should be approved to work on these ancient gems of our society. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
We spoke to Jack Taylor earlier on in the programme. He talked about shoots coming off the tree, green shoots and little buds coming off the tree, which hints that it wasn't actually dead.
No, old trees, it's quite something for many people to understand. Old trees hollow out. It's a strategy, a symbiotic relationship with the fungi. It's how they live longer. They grow down, if you like. They retrench, they call it. They grow down, a bit like human beings do when we get a bit older. They grow down. It's their strategies for longer life, longevity. And this is what this tree was doing. It's beyond comprehension. I was so shocked, like many people, and certainly the Whitewebbs people. the campaigners there who are trying to save this enormously fantastically valuable community space for North London, for the whole of London. And when you think of the carbon sequestration of these big old trees, they can plant 1,000 saplings. They won't replace the carbon sequestration of this tree for another 100, 200 years.
Rob, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for joining us, pal.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
That is Rob McBride, the tree hunter, as we look back on a big story in North London. The remains of an oak estimated to be up to 500 years old, discovered by council workers last week in Whitewebbs Park in Enfield. Now, if you don't know, Whitewebbs Park is absolutely gorgeous. It's a real beautiful woodland space north of the capital. It backs onto Spurs Lodge, where Tottenham train, around Whitewebbs Lane and Bullmore Lane. It is a special part of town. But yeah, tree campaigners in general, very, very angry at the felling of what is a 500-year-old tree. 8:22 breakfast, BBC Radio London.